Hey guys, Scott here for the Mental Metal channel, and welcome if you're new to the channel. If you are, you maybe consider joining or subscribing to the channel. Click that subscribe notification, and then you want to get notified of all my videos and things I upload. Click that bell notification right next to it. So today we're going to talk about silver coins and how or where to find them, up your chances of finding them. I have 18 places I want you guys to search, and I think if you search these kind of places, you're going to up your chances. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on each one, because if I did, it's 18 places. That's if I did a minute for each place, it would be like a huge long video. So I'm just going to brush through these. If you want more information on these places, I wrote my blog article about them. You can go over to mentalmetaldetecting.com, and it's under the tips and tricks section. It's right here on the screen. 18 places to search for silver coins. So anything in this video, if you want to go back and brush up on some of these places, you can always find it over there. I'm just kind of supplementing here with a video, trying to help you guys out. So let's get started. Let's get started. Number 1, old house sites. Yes, old house sites are productive. They can be good for silver coins, especially if they're built pre-1964.
First hole, folks. I think I got a silver coin. Come on over, let's see. This is my very first hole. I hit it like a 93 on the dais, and about probably 7-8 inches, and I got a little coin ball here. Look at the edge, if you can see it or not. Boy, it looks like a coin, doesn't it? And it looks like it could be a silver coin, and a big one at that. Let's peel it back. Holy cow, folks, you gotta be kidding me. This could be the most awesomest coin I've ever found in my entire life. I mean, the detail is stunning. Stunning. I mean, you could clearly see Liberty on there. Stars are all there. Dates clearly visible. That is an amazing coin. I love this property.
And if you can find some of the old 1800s with stone foundations and houses like that, and you got a pretty good shot of finding a silver coin. You have a pretty good shot of finding a lot of old coins. So check for those old house sites and get your permission and go slow. Number 2, sidewalks, old sidewalks. Now, a lot of these old sidewalks are gone today. But if you can find a house, an old house, and it has the original sidewalk or an old sidewalk running through it, you should metal detect close to those sidewalks, in the cracks, along the edges, because a lot of money gets dropped over the years and finds its way into those cracks on the edges and stuff, and you're going to want to go slow on those sidewalks. So take your time, check those sidewalks out. Number 3, let's see here. Under old porches. Yes, under old porches. If you can find a house that has an old porch where the slats and stuff have like a little bit of a gap in them, man, you need to get under that porch and go slow under there. Take your pinpointer, dig around a little bit. I'm telling you, my grandfather built his porch, redid his porch when I was a kid, and I remember him pulling up the boards, and underneath that porch, there was like 5 or 6 Indian head pennies laying there. There was a buffalo nickels laying there. So those are great places to find silver coins. So give them a shot. If you find an old house site with an old porch, if you can get under it, get under it. You're gonna find a lot of crap under there too, but chances are you may find a silver coin or two. Number 4, look for old wells. Wells are awesome. They're just cool to find, and even if you find them, they're cool to look at, but they're even better to metal detect around, because you know everybody was going to the well to get water to drink, to bathe themselves, to clean, cooking, and all kinds of stuff. So if you have a well in your permission, you should metal detect all around it. Try to find the footpath that would have led you all the way to the home site, back and forth, because you know they were on their way there every day to get water. Number 5, old mailboxes. Now, a lot of these houses back in the day, they had mailboxes, and a lot of the interaction with the mail person, there's a lot of money exchange hands there at the mailbox, believe it or not. So if you find an old mailbox, and that's the original spot where the mailbox was, you should probably go pretty slow around that old mailbox and listen for coins, because you might get lucky and might find a couple, if not a few, silver coins around there. I've read about this. I've never been lucky enough to find one myself, but it makes sense. I mean, they did a lot of business at the mailbox. Number 6, one of my favorites, big trees and old stumps. If you're on a permission that has old trees or if they didn't, they had old trees and they cut them down and the stumps are there. Whew, you want to go all around those stumps, all around those trees. Trust me, folks, that is going to be a treasure trove of relics, coins, buttons. I have found a bunch of stuff like this in old permissions under trees. Number 7, clotheslines. You got to find the old clothesline that used to be on the property or the permission. Remember, silver coins went out of circulation after 1964. So anything up until 1964 was made of silver, quarters, dimes, half dollars, whatever. So anything prior to that, you're golden. And if you can find clotheslines on properties that were around before that, chances of finding coins and maybe some silver coins is pretty good if nobody's detected that place, because they know the secrets too. Clotheslines are a treasure trove. So check for the old clothesline, see if you can find it. If not, try to figure out where it would have been and detect all around it. Number 8. Oh, this is one of my favorites too. Outhouses. Let me tell you, you find an outhouse or a privy, how many times do you think during the course of a lifetime do all these old people that used to live in this house had to run back and forth to the outhouse in the dead of winter, under emergency situations where they're trying to get there as fast as they can for some reason? Maybe they had some bad food, I don't know. But, they're trying to peel off their clothes as fast as they can before they get in that outhouse so they can do their business. And when they're doing that, things are falling out of their pockets, things are falling out everywhere. So old outhouses are one of my favorite places to look for, and the path to and from the outhouse is the thing you need to find. Because it's a well-traveled path. Everybody's using the outhouse, so the chances of finding a silver coin around an outhouse are pretty good. Old driveways are another one. If you can find where the old carriages and stuff may have parked on the permission, or the old cars from the 50s and 60s, you're probably going to have a good chance of finding some silver coins. So now I will tell you that the driveway area will probably be really hard and compacted dirt, so you're going to have to work at it. It's not going to be easy, but I guarantee you're going to find a coin or something there, and it might be a silver coin too. Number 9, swimming holes. Oh yes, another one of my favorites. I love water detecting, and if you can find a swimming hole, an old one that people have used for a long period of time and maybe still do today, you got a good shot of finding some silver there. Matter of fact, a couple years ago, I found my very first and only, I've never found one since, a Barber $50 in the water metal detecting at an old swimming hole.
Holy crap alert. I've been down here working on this hole for like the last 20 minutes. I got a good signal. I was reading the high 80s. And, this thing was wedged underneath the bedrock, and I finally broke it free. And I actually got to see it for a second, and I think it could be a Spanish silver coin. I don't know. Or it could be a large cent. But it's really smooth. But I want you to see it underwater. So let's go down and look. Oh, dude. I totally think it's silver because it's already shining through the water after the mud's cleared. So let's go look. Oh my gosh, what is that?
And I could barely feel it. It was just wedged in the bedrock. If you get down to that bedrock, that's as far as the stuff can go. And you're going to find coins wedged in there, rings down there. So find those old swimming holes. But be careful. Don't go in too deep, unless you're prepared and you got the right gear. So just be cautious and go with a buddy.
Hey guys, old swimming pool areas are a great place to find silver. You want to know why? Because right here, I found one. That would be a mercury dime, my friends. And the pool is right over there. If you can find one that hasn't been hit, like this one, you're golden. Old pools are one of the best places to find silver.
So look for the old pool sites. If you can get permission to get on them, and maybe they're not in use anymore, oh man, that is a gold mine. If nobody's ever hit it, you're in luck. You're going to have a good time on one of those permissions. Number 12, churches. Listen, guys, if you have never metal detected a church, an old church, you should try to get permission. They're one of the best places to hunt and find old silver coins, newer silver coins, buttons, all kinds of good stuff. So your chances are going to go pretty high to find a silver coin if you get permission to hunt a church. But make sure you get permission. Don't go on any church and just start digging up their ground. That is just not cool. So get permission. Make sure you tell them you're there, and offer something back to the church. If you offer something back to the church, they'll let you come back over and over and over. I've been doing that, and the 2 churches I have permissions at, they actually encourage me to go back. So churches, that's a great place to find a silver coin. Number 13, public parks. Now, I used to be a huge fan of public parks until I just got tired of digging clad stuff. But if you're pretty good, you got one of these, adjustable metal detectors, multi-freak metal detectors, you can really fine-tune it and get around some of that trash. You have a pretty good chance to find a silver coin, because a lot of people won't hunt the trash. So I highly suggest, if you got access to a public park. Now listen, don't go to a public park that you don't have permission to, or you don't know if you're not allowed to hunt there or not. You need to figure it out. You need to look at the laws. Don't ruin it for the rest of us, because a lot of people do hunt parks. A lot of people only can hunt parks because that's the only permission they have. So if you go into the parks, make sure you dig holes respectively and fill them in, and don't leave the site just wide open full of holes, because that's just going to ruin it. But you can find silver coins in old public parks. Just go slow, give them a chance, and they may reward you. Number 14, schoolyards and school playgrounds. Now, listen, folks. If you don't have permission to get on one of these places, I highly suggest you get permission, or find out if you're allowed, because this is what ruins it for a lot of us, when people just think they can go out on any public school or playground and just start metal detecting. So just ask for permission. That's all I'm saying. These places are great places to go, and sometimes you can find silver if you know how to get through all the trash and stuff. But school playgrounds, especially the old schools, if you can get permission for some of those, that's your best chance of finding a silver coin. So check those out if you can, but make sure you get permission, or make sure you're allowed to be on the property. Otherwise, you might have a visitor from law enforcement, and that might not be a good thing for you. Number 15, log landings. Now, this is going to be a weird one for a lot of you. A lot of you are like, what the heck is a log landing? I'm from northern Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of, we call it the land of the endless mountains. There's timber after timber after timber, and mountains and mountains and mountains. But back in the day, though, they used to timber that. Lumberjacks would go in there and cut all the trees down, drag them down to a log landing, and that's where everybody kind of hung out, had their lunch. These guys would lose money, and we'd find it. We've been finding money in these log landings for years. Large cents, and I found a silver dime on one of them not too long ago. So you're going to see a lot, or going to find a lot of iron and stuff around there too. You might even find one of those cool man-made saws that I found a couple years ago. A two-person saw, and it's pretty cool to find one of those. But you can also find silver coins around there. So you can get if you find a log landing, make sure you metal detect it. Now this one's going to make you laugh a little bit, but I'm telling you, this makes sense. I talked to some folks about number 16, apple trees in the forest. Not apple trees in an apple orchard. I'm talking about when you're out in the woods rummaging around, metal detecting, relic hunting, and you've come across an apple tree, and it's just weird that it's there. It's probably the result of some guy or somebody out in the woods. Maybe it was a lumberjack having lunch, ate an apple, through his core. Thing grew into an apple tree, folks. Somebody was having lunch there, probably. And you want to metal detect real carefully around those apple trees. I'm telling you, we have found so much stuff around apple trees in the past couple of years. I'm a believer now. I was like, yeah, right. Apple tree in the forest. Some guy having lunch. Some guy eating an apple. Maybe it was a hunter or whatever. It grew into a tree. But think about it. Why would there be an apple tree out there? I mean, it had to get there somehow. So, apple trees in the forest. If you find one, metal detect around it. Number 17, picnic areas. Now I'm talking, picnic areas from the past, where the churches used to have all their kind of, group gatherings, and it might not be on the church property, but it could be they had designated picnic spots they would go to. There's all kinds of things in the past, like my dad used to have company picnics at a place that I would die to metal detect there today, but you're not allowed. But it's places like that. If you can find those old places where the old companies used to have their picnics and their gatherings and things like that, or the churches and so forth, man, that's that's going to produce. I'm guaranteeing that. So when you go out there, you can find some of those places. Make sure you metal detect those. But you're going to find a lot of trash too, I guarantee you. Pop tabs, your best friend. Number 18. Now this is one I have no experience with because I can never get to a beach after storming time. But if you are close to a beach and you get access to a beach after a hurricane or a storm, I've heard and I've seen where the beach erosion is crazy and people are metal detecting those areas and they're finding all kinds of like Spanish cobs and silver and stuff comes up from the ocean. So if you have a chance to get to the beach after a storm, go detect those beaches because I'm going to tell you something. You're probably going to have a good time, or you're probably going to find something really, really cool. Alright guys, that was 18 places to search for silver coins, and I hope they were helpful. I hope you got something out of this. Maybe you knew about some of these, maybe you didn't know about a lot of them. I don't know, hopefully it was helpful. Again, if you want to go back over it and all 18 and go, I have a little bit more detail on my blog site, mentalmetalldetecting.com. I'll put a link in the description for you. And again, if you have any questions, drop them in a comment below. And man, this was a long video. So thanks for watching. So until next time, see ya in another Mental Metal video. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.